Hey there everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Carmen and today we have a wonderful scrapbook page called Paper Flowers for Mom. And I actually took this picture of my mom when we were in San Diego, and she actually loves this picture. She keeps asking me, can you give me the picture? I want the picture. So not only am I giving you the picture, Mom, I am making a scrapbook page from me to you. And so this is how we're gonna get started. I started out with a 12 by 12 textured cardstock with actually a vertical stripe texture, and then I found this great rainbow striped paper, and I cut it down just a little bit so that I have a border all the way around, and I'm going to quickly glue that down, leaving myself a quick border all the way around, and there we go. That's how we start with our background, and now I want to then create my matting for my different labels as well as my pictures. What I did is I took a red and a blue cardstock piece of paper. I printed out some vellum with mommy, mom, mother, and some in Spanish. Glued those down as I did here. Then we're going to adhere the vellum to the red and the blue, but we're not going to do it with glue. We're actually going to do it with a little square brad. So what I'm going to do is going to bring it over here, line it all up so it's kind of centered. And like I always say, go ahead and trust your sight. Your sight is almost better in instinct than some measuring tapes. I'm creating a 1/16 hole to guide my brad when I push it through, because it's sometimes a little tricky to push it through. Now we got a beautiful hole, and I'm using a Making Memories square brad. You see that? Isn't that cute? Now these come in all assorted colors, but I happen to choose the yellow because I did want to have it accent with the design of the paper. I'm just going to easily push that through and pull it back here, just like that. And there we have our framed title for our page. Now we're going to go ahead and glue these down. I'm going to glue one to the top here. I'm going to do the second one, put a little glue there, and glue that down just like that there. And now we have our side boxes all laid out. So the next thing I did is exactly the same way I did with the red and the blue. I took a green cardstock and a yellow cardstock, and I glued those down so that I have a really great framing and background for my picture. Glue that down really quickly, and glue this down, and center that on my page just like that there. I used mulberry paper, which I absolutely love. It's just beautiful paper. It's kind of translucent, if you can kind of see through that. It has little threads in it. And what I did is I used all of the primary colors from the actual picture, and I wanted to bring the paper flowers that were in the picture to life. And all I did was I took the mulberry paper and cut it out in random different circles, just like that, different shapes and sizes, and kind of laid them out. And as you can see, I'm not thinking a lot about the way that I'm laying them out because I want it to kind of almost be imperfect. And then I'm going to take all of my pile here of petals, okay? We're gonna bring them over here. We're gonna do the same thing because we're not gonna use a bigger brad so that it will hold my flower together. So I've got a little hole here, and we're using this great square brad to hold the whole flower together. And I'm gonna bring it and just put it right through there and turn them back. And it's as simple as that. We have a beautiful paper flower, and then of course you can always play with it, crinkle it up a little bit, and just bring your flower to life. Isn't that neat? So now what we want to do is actually put them on the page. And what I did is I'm creating a little hole to kind of guide where I'm going to put my flowers. And I've got 5 flowers, so I'm going 1 on either corner, 1 in the middle, and then I'm going to go just about a ½ inch down in the middle of the other 2, about another ½ inch down. Boom, there. And I'm going to go ahead and put a hole up here for my ribbon. Put 1 hole there, and again, sight it. Trust yourself. Trust your sight. There we go, and we're going to do that. So now I have all of these little holes on my page, and you guys are going, what are you going to do with that, Carmen? So quickly, we're going to take our flowers, we're going to open up the brads, and then just shove them through the little holes like you've got going on here. And so the flowers adhere just like that. And we'll go ahead and put on the other flowers there. So now the last element to my page is the actual title to the page, which is Mom. And what I'm using is this fabulous strand of funky fibers by Making Memories. And this particular strand does not only bring one, not two, but it actually has 12 different fibers or strands of different colored threads, which is just amazing, and they're absolutely beautiful. In this particular case, I'm using all 12 of them. I've tied a knot at the end of them, and I'm going to go ahead and use the two little guide holes that I had punched earlier up here at the same time that I was doing the flowers. What I'm using to actually hold the ribbon down to the page is a 20 gauge wire. And all I did is I'm folding it here and bending it back like that. And what that's going to do is the U is going to fit snugly right into the end of my knot. And I'm going to finish folding it up just like this. And then I'm going to push it through my little hole. And just like a brad, you're going to open up the feet in the back. I'm going to do the same thing. Got my little 20 gauge wire, turn it into a U, just like that. And there we go. We're all set to put on the title to our page. So what I used for the title of our page is I used double-dipped circle tags. And why are they double-dipped? They're double-dipped because they're two colors. There's one color on one side and another color on the other side. And you can choose to use either color that you want. One's a little bit more subdued, the other one has a much more primary element to it. And I'm using the primary colored side. Then what I did is I printed out the vellum with the letters M and O and M, and then I took my fabulous little paper shaper hole puncher and I punched a hole, and I used an eyelet setter to just hold it all together, as well as give the circle tag just a little bit more strength. Then I took one little fiber from my Great Funky Fiber. I took one that I liked a lot in color, and I'm just going to go ahead and thread that through my little eyelet just like that. There. And we're going to bring it over to the top of our title page, and all I did was simply put a little knot at the top of it to hold that in place. And repeat the same thing with the O and with the other M, and then you've got Mom all laid out and ready to go. And so now that we have that tied, we're going to come over here and take another look at our final page. Again, we have the funky fibers, the great double-dipped circle tags with a little bit of vellum, the beautiful mulberry paper flowers, which really enhance the page and seem to kind of shoot right out of the picture. And you can go ahead and tweak those anytime that you want. The vellum and the great mini square brads. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Mom, I hope you like it because I love you, and we'll see you guys really soon. Have a great day.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.